essentially what we're doing is taking all of our buildings, almost all of them, and we're outlining the buildings with different color lights. Sometimes 2 or 3 light colors on the same building.
Why am I stapling?
I'm doing the commentary.
I was wondering the same thing.
Hey, Rock, do you see what I see?
Are those Christmas lights that are lit up or Halloween lights lit up?
I did both.
They're definitely light strands lit up. Get ready for a special edition Dollywood Adventure That Rocks. So it starts feeling like Christmas around here. So for those of you who aren't aware, we are the 12-time winner of the Golden Ticket, which is kind of like our industry's Emmy or Grammy, Oscar. We're the 12-time winner and the only park in the world to ever win Best Christmas Event. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. I have nothing to do with that. None of the people in the red shirts do. It's the folks like Dalton in the blue shirt over here that have everything to do with that. So we're going to go in today and check out his crew and what they're doing today. They're going to be up on some lifts I think we've got going on, so we'll let you get video of all of that. Dalton also has one of his crews. They hadn't quite gotten to this point yet, but they are going to be starting to line some buildings so we can walk you through that process of how much detail goes into that part of the process. That's really good video and really fun to watch them do. And there's Sandy up ahead. Ryan, he's a fellow YouTuber. And of course you guys know Butch the Crazy Pop. And we're all out here in Dollywood today in an empty park.
Amen.
Here's what's going in the park now.
But these lights,
And they're all
LED lights. We don't use incandescent lights any longer. We did for a long time. But these lights, LED lights, of course, is what you're using around your home.
One thing people may not know, and we just learned, your Christmas lights are remote control. Sandy, can I just bring in the TV remote control or our Christmas tree remote control and just start changing the channels?
Yeah, we gotta hide that remote.
Well, I would really hope not. I don't know if we've tested that ourselves just yet with my little, remote from home or whatnot. But what we do with those lights that are programmable, or we can change the function on them, as soon as they get shipped to the warehouse, we take those, we collect them, and then as soon as we're installing those on park, we'll try out all the different modes, make sure that they're working properly, and we collect them right back. And there's a select few folks on park that have access to those controllers, because we don't want them to go haywire in the middle of our festival, right? So we have those, but they're there if we need to fix something or change them out and test them while the festival's
Right.
going on.
You can imagine me with one of those remotes just skipping through the park, tapping in my pocket, and just seeing blink, blink,
And here
colors
I am running
changing
behind
everywhere.
you trying to figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
Actually, I kind of want to see that.
We're going to show you the process that they go through to start outlining the window frames, the door frames, the siding, and how intricate the process is.
Since we've been involved for 15 years, it's changed a little bit over the years. It started one way and some things have changed. And so when you have, for example, behind me here, you've got doorways and you see the whiteboards around the doors. Those are all going to get lights put on them. And the corners of the buildings, and sometimes we even do the siding on the buildings. This way or this way.
But we'll have in total about 5 million lights across the whole park, and so that takes a long time. So they will start planning, and Dalton will tell you this, they'll start planning during this year's Christmas festival for next year's Christmas festival. So once we get through that, they'll begin ordering the lights and doing all of that. So we've had the lights on hand for quite some time, because they have to plan so far ahead. And sometimes they'll alternate the colors that are on certain buildings so that the park has a little bit different look each season. So if you're a guest, Front Porch Cafe in 2019 may look different than it did in 2020 and the way it will look in 2021, just to keep things fresh.
The idea is we want to show different areas of the park in different colors, different patterns. The patterning is pretty much the same. You learn from experience how to do it. And we change, some of it's just we just kind of freelance it. We might change it from one building to another. But essentially the idea is to cover as much of the building as we can, to outline it and show the colors and things. And when you put it all together in one, this Show Street especially, this is the premier area of the park, is the most beautiful area, I think, of the park once it's done.
All the planning is done though behind the scenes by the people higher up than us, much higher up than us, telling us the colors and the patterns and all that.
The park chooses the colors and what they want on each building, and then we basically take the colors and we put them on the buildings. One of the things that we try to do is when we install the lights, we try to get the bulb to be flat against the wood. We don't want the lights sticking straight out or going sideways or other, and we try to keep straight lines.
Talk to them a little bit.
These are called happy lights. If you have a light like that, we need to twist the wire in order to get it flat.
You have to twist the wire to get the white line starting. Sometimes we'll use extension cords to get from the power source to where we want to start, because otherwise, the other thing is we can't have lights showing in places we don't want them to be.
So,
If you were crossing over,
yep.
you wouldn't do this. You'd normally just go around the door. But suppose I'm going to cross here. That has to be taped off. In order to get, these two would have to be taped off.
We don't want any lighting right in here. So, and we might have a space that takes 15 or 20 lights we don't want to show. So we basically take a little plastic cap, and we slide it on the bulb. Here, hold these.
See how we say please? Thank you.
And then we just take some white electrical tape, because we're using white wire. We wrap it around the bulb and tape it to the wire like this. This side now, if you wanted to do these two boards here, you'd have to get, well, yeah, we're going to come down this line here, so we would just turn this around and come down like this. Here, hold this. And what we do is just follow the edge of the board. And this is essentially what we do on every building. Now, the ones that, the low work that we can reach with ladders, there's one group of people that does that.
You want to see how they get to the top and how they get all those lights up on the roof?
Check out this next clip.
With the big booms that go out. That's all done off by another group of people off the ground. Only thing that we do down here is but it's all the same work. It's just that they can reach it with an 80-foot boom on a. So there's the installation, pretty much what it is, just magnified by the whole building. This is how we take out the lights that we don't want to show. And the pattern that we would use would be based on experience. Basically, we'd be doing on this building, we would be doing basically all the white boards. Sometimes we'll do the siding like this. And we might skip 2 or 3 laps of siding to make a pattern.
Now I'm guessing there's probably 2 different teams. One that hangs the lights and one that puts out all the pumpkins. And there are a lot of pumpkins.
Yes, so we'll work on this. This will go right up to November. And we started in July. So the guests will come up and ask us,
They say, you're just starting to put the lights up. And
you're putting Christmas lights up.
And we're like,
no, we've been working on it since July. I don't know how many lights this building would take, but I would say several thousand anyway.
Great pumpkin luminites right around the corner. How quickly or slowly does it change over to Christmas? Because to us, when we get here, it's like bang, the next week it's Christmas.
Right? Yeah, so what we do on park on the installation side is we try to sneak out every kind of things that aren't super noticeable, so we can kind of get a head start on that. So as you can see, we're doing that with Christmas lights right now in the middle of summer, and we've already tucked out a little surprises here for harvest as well, and great pumpkin luminites. So, but not the quick changeover, but the big changeover happens literally the day we shut down for harvest. So we will jump onto the park that night when we close, and we will spend 6 days straight changing everything over. So moving out thousands of pumpkins and bringing in hundreds of Christmas trees and making sure going back that all these lights on the building are still working, that they're still plugged in, that they're not missing a light bulb or something. So we have to do that all in about a 6-day window, which is kind of crazy to think about. But as soon as we open back up for guests that following weekend, Christmas is here. Christmas has started, so.
And it's all hands on board those 6 days, I
Yes,
bet.
it's a full crew. We will bring in folks that might even work in other areas of the park or other departments. They will come in. They love Christmas and they're ready for that time of year too. So they will jump in and lend a hand as well. So they're saying, hey, I'm here to wrap a Christmas tree or move a pumpkin. Which one do you need? So it's really great. It's a full team effort for sure. Dollywood wide, not just events. Yeah.
We talked to some Dollywood park reps and they told us it takes roughly 15,000 labor hours to set up Smoky Mountain Christmas and all those lights, and they pull from all areas around the park. What about you two? Are you two big helpers in this?
These lights will burn, they don't get hot and they consume very little power. So it's good to know because we have millions and millions of lights, so you're not using nearly as much power with these. But we buy them months and months in advance to get them here on time. I don't buy them, but the park does.
Question about the lights. Are those lights that you can buy at a typical store, or are those special lights because of how long they're running for?
I think you can buy those at any, all lights that are sold now are probably LEDs. I don't know if you can even buy a light bulb that's not an LED. But the big Christmas stores like Christmas Inn and Christmas, that's all they sell. And these you can buy, they're available just as the ones we're showing you are available right off the shelf, I'm sure. They may not be the same length as the 50, we use 50 light strands normally. So,
Thank you.
if you want to put them on your house, that's all you can buy nowadays.
Okay, thanks. So as you can see out here, the lights are definitely on. Are these lights always here? If you've ever noticed them, put them in the comments down below.
About one staple between each two lights. People split them.
Now, if you had to share a tip for somebody doing this at home, what have you found in your 2 weeks about hanging lights?
A good stapler.
Good stapler. Awesome. Thank you very much. Last year, you guys had new lights. You described them as they live with the trees.
Correct.
Can you kind of better explain that to us?
Yes, so to help us out a little bit on the installation side, we looked into these types of lights that literally grow with the trees and our large signature trees that we have on park. So these lights, they were shipped here and we use those, they wrap around the branch or the trunk of the tree. They can be kept on for a few years that literally they expand with it. So we still get that same effect. And they're not super noticeable during, spring or summer because there's still tons of trees, there's tons of leaves on the tree, so they kind of tucked away in the shadows and whatnot. But they can stay on that tree and grow literally with it as those branches expand or as those limbs get longer or whatnot. And then what we'll do before the festivals, we'll go in and add those extra pops of color or extra ornaments or star flashes like we call them. So we'll add those in right before the festival starts to make sure everything's good to go and they're all lit. And if something's wrong, we'll change out that light if we need to. But yeah, they literally grow with the tree. And we'll just take the trunk off before summer starts, and then when it's time to turn them on, we'll wrap the trunk, plug it in, good to go.
Just to give you an idea about how they wrap the trees out here at Dollywood, and if you want to see it up close in the daylight before they turn them on, this tree right here is right next to the train station. Some of the cluster lighting. This was new really last year. Was the first year we did a lot of this cluster lighting. Some of that's up here on the California building as well as the Funnel Cake building back behind us. So they've already got that knocked out so they can start doing some more of the other stuff down towards Show Street.
We generally don't decide where we're going to put the lights up first or on what time schedule. That's usually done by someone else. We do work with guests on the park. And so if the park were open today, we wouldn't be working here. Because we'd be in some, her question, yeah, we try to work someplace where there wasn't as much foot traffic, because we can't be out here stapling with guests standing all in front. And But we do work when the park is open. We'll work in the mornings. We come in early in the morning, usually 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when it's cool. One of the biggest problems we have is heat. And you all have the same problem too, but when it's hot, it's hard to do this.
Wasn't it so cool to see how they do it around that door frame using that staple gun she had? You want to see what it really looks like with the lights on the building? Come out to County Fair, because they have already started. It may be hard to tell, but out here at the antique photos that they take in County Fair area, now you can see the lights. These are all red and these are all clear. Can't wait to see what this looks like.
And don't forget Santa's list, where you can go and see if your name is on the nice list or the naughty list. We'll have that at the Hearts on Theater as well.
Hot off the press, Santa's list is coming back here for Smoky Mountain Christmas 2021.
It's such a cool experience with you and the kids, where Santa will tell you if you're on the naughty and nice list.
Let's hope you're on the nice list. I don't think too many kids are going to be on the naughty list, right, Rock?
Maybe not.
Maybe you will be.
I'm not. I'm on the
all
nice
those kids
list.
watching, all those parents watching, nice list, right?
If you didn't get to see that experience last year, we're going to put the clip of the video we took, and you can see who was on the naughty or nice list right here. Thank you so much for bringing us out. And it's just amazing that here we are in August and the lights are already being hung in the heat. And I can't wait for Smoky Mountain Christmas and the cooler temperatures. When does it start?
Smoky Mountain Christmas begins Saturday, November 6th.
And that is included with the admission of your park ticket.
It is. It's a really great deal because there's a whole lot going on at Dollywood anyway. Then you get a Christmas festival on top of it. It's the best.
And if people don't know, where can they go to purchase tickets in advance if they wanted to?
Dollywood.com.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Dollywood, for showing us the Christmas lights coming up. We just love that time of year.
Yeah, if you guys have not been or seen Dollywood Smoky Mountain Christmas, the lights is unbelievable. It's no wonder they've win award after award every year.
Yeah, that Golden Ticket Award is worth it. And I tell you, you're going to see videos, you're going to see photos, but until you see it in person, there is nothing like it. Oh, hey, Caleb. So, with that said, we had a cameo appearance from a conductor. Yeah, what else did you want to say?
Well, if they haven't hit that like and subscribe yet,
What are you waiting for?
because you never know where we're going to end up next. And as we always say, make each and every day, including those with pumpkin adventures, an adventure that rocks. I wonder if they'll sing about our adventures. Think we can convince them?